So what do you remember about going into the game against Arkansas last year and being able to win that game with the long run?
Yeah, I was full of emotion, but the first thing was to make sure Bryce was okay. That was number one thing in my mind was how was he doing. That was I made sure that I wanted to go see how he was doing. With that, I was full of emotion. Um, just to have another opportunity to just play the game I love was also in my mind, and it was a learning experience for me. First SEC game that I was able to go to, and it was on the road with a tough environment that we were in. So I was just full of emotion for that game.
I want to ask you about that last possession and the quick sideline pass to Benson that was incomplete on first down when it could have been a kneel. Was that like a hot read that's automatic for you when the receiver's uncovered, or what happened there?
Yeah, that play is still burning. Hurt me to this day. That wasn't a smart play by me. I should just handed the ball off. That play that was not a part of the play at all. I should just handed the ball off. That's definitely something I can build off of and learn off of because that was not a part of the play. I should have handed the ball off.
As an offensive player, how would you grade Chris Braswell's ability with the ball in his hands? And have you heard anything maybe with him campaigning to play on offense a little bit?
He's super athletic. I'll tell you that. Chris. I would know it surprised me how fast he was. I think that was the biggest thing. Everyone was so shocked. He stretched away, and I was like, in the offseason, he clocked at a 21 miles per hour. And as a defensive player, you don't see that too often, you know. And so we used to, laugh and joke, try to race and stuff like that. And he has talked about how fast he is and stuff like that. We crack jokes, every now and then. But yeah, he's pretty fast.
Yeah, Jalen, your deep ball's kind of been there all year, but I was really appreciative of how you threw in the intermediate passing game on Saturday. How much time and work have you put into that this year?
Yeah, I think in the off season it was very key to enhance my game as far as just improving as a whole, being an efficient passer, and then also just training for all positions in the game. I think that's very key. The off-season grind, but also just getting with the receivers and getting the timing down with them. And I just give all credit to receivers. They got open, and I was able to deliver the football. But it just came from the off-season grind and just trying to prepare as much as possible for all opportunity that presents itself.
What do you think of your fellow Texan, Jaden Robert, stepping in and getting the start in place of Darian?
Yeah, he balled out. And it just came from just trust and just knowing and believing in him. He's just a great competitor, great heart. And if you know him, you just know how hard he works. And so just to see him have an opportunity to play this weekend was awesome. And Jaden did his thing.
Yeah, two, if I can. One, what do you see as the strengths of this offense? And two, you that moment after the game where your family, friends were all waiting for you outside that gate. What was that like?
Yeah. What was your first question again?
Just strengths of the offense.
Oh, yeah, strength of the offense. I think the biggest thing is just embracing all challenges, embracing all what comes with playing Alabama football. I think that's the strength that we have, just the positive mindset that we all have, no matter good or bad or ugly. It's just a challenge to have, always have the right mindset. One model that we have is just the now mentality of what's taking place right now. I think that's a very big strength that we have as an offense and something we can always improve on. But after the game, that was definitely a special moment just to have my family. And that's one of the most, memorable moments I've had of playing sports, just that moment right there. Always resonate with me.
Jalen, after the Texas game, I asked you how you were going to step into the leadership role on your team, and you said that we haven't seen the end of Alabama. Now we're at the midpoint of the season. You promised us that we would see a new side of your team.
Yeah.
What have the conversations been like from then to now headed into Arkansas that has allowed your team to rise to the occasion?
Yes. Number one, knowing that we're not nowhere near a finished product. We're nowhere near the finish line. There's no wall that we can't cross. I think that resonates in the locker room. It's very key for us to be successful in the future. But another thing, too, is that we have a hungry group of guys, not just in one particular position, all the positions, and then the guys in the room that challenge us to live out to the standard that needs to be for us to be successful. So there's many factors that allow us to be successful on Saturdays, and we're still challenging each other now to this day because we're nowhere near the finish line, and we're just hungry to continue to compete, and then have the opportunity that's in front of us.
Jalen, your connection with Jermaine Burton was elite on Saturday. We talked to him after. He said he told you, just get me the ball. I don't even care if I run a route. Is this the start of a potential number one receiver that you're liking to see with this back half of the season?
Yeah, just speak on Jermaine. I just saw something in his eyes, starting the week off, that he was hungry and he was ready to go. You really have to ask him if he was locked in. You can just tell how he practiced, how well he practiced, and how committed he was to the game plan. That all factored into all the success that was present this weekend was that. But Jermaine, we all know that he can make plays. We're going to put him in position to do so. And the focus point for now is just be a successful offense, no matter what it is, what part of the system it is. But we know that Jermaine Burton is a big factor for us to be successful.
Jalen, I talked to Coach McVay last week, and he compared what you did as a sophomore to what you're doing now with Alabama. But one of the things that he said was that the game really slowed down for you that sophomore year with experience. How is the game slowing down for you now as you are 6 games into this year's season?
Yeah, I think for anybody to be less anxious or less, cautious of performance, anything is preparation. I think preparation is very key to be successful. And I think that's very key. Then also having a great coaching staff that we have, with just acknowledging, the trust factor that they have for me, and then put me in a situation, that allowed me to be successful. So that all, is catered to the great coaches that we have here. And Coach Reese, with the game plan he's had, and just being able to have the opportunity to display, what the teaching that I've gained from them. And then just having the guys around me, with their great spirit, their great competitive spirit, and then just, it's a lot of factors that allowed me to, grow as a quarterback.
Jalen, Coach Saban talked about the penalties today and about the having to go silent count on that, and obviously there's no snap count to be heard. So can you kind of go through the silent count and what you do to try to not have those pre-snap penalties?
Yes. For us to move forward, we have to limit penalties. That's very key. We got to limit penalties, and we have to get better in that regard. Because for us to want to have a winning environment, winning mindset, that's the number one thing we got to approach, is just limiting the penalties. And on my end, as far as the cadence, I need to do a better job being loud and being more vocal, and taking it, just allowing the guys to, to know what cadence we're on, and being effective as far as with my cadence. I'm allowing those guys to understand what's going on, and then so I take full ownership of that. And moving forward, I'm gonna get together with the guys to ensure that everyone's on the same page before the ball snap.
You ran a fair bit less in that A&M game. Was that something that was game plan going in, or was that just taking what the defense gave you there?
It was just taking what the defense gave. That was definitely a challenge for us, playing at Texas A&M on the road. They gave us a lot of problems, and our key thing is being a problem solver. So it was just key just to be the point guard on the field, take what was given, and that was key. So it wasn't really predetermined at all. It just came with the flow of the game.
I know you put a lot of work in with Seth to get that cadence right. What's the craziest thing y'all did to, just personally between y'all to prepare for the noise?
Yeah, we had to prepare for the noise going into Texas A&M, a tough environment and all. But we're just playing games, with when we practice snap, I bet you can't get the ball to the right side of me, before you or snap to the left. It was just challenging. We were challenging, during the week. We had fun with it. That was the key thing, was having fun. So before he even snapped the ball, he's like, I'm gonna snap it to the right, or I'm gonna snap it to the left, I'm gonna snap it to the middle. So it was little things like that. We're just having fun with it, and disregard any anxiousness or worrying about the snap. Just enjoying football and just building a connection with us.
Anything else?
Cool.
Hey, Justin. Texas, you guys couldn't get any pass rush going. Fast forward to this game, you guys were in all kinds of pressure. What do you think has changed, and what did you guys learn from that Texas game to make sure that you guys have been as successful at the pass rush as this game?
I mean, just we looked at that game as a lesson. Hopefully, no more lessons to be learned this season, but just taking away the positives. Each and every week, we was looking at just getting better. Becoming more dominant defense. Looking at every little thing, whether it be pass rush, stopping the run. Just trying to be better. And that's something that I feel like we showed on Saturday, and our goal is to continue to show that.
Chris Bassel keeps on talking about his speed now with the 2 straight games with a find in the end zone. How sick of hearing about that are you? And then just how impressive is his speed for being a big guy?
Well, I mean, it's a little bit different because he's not truly a big guy. He's an outside linebacker, but now if it was somebody like Jaheim or me or TK that did that, I think that y'all guys be a lot more complimentary. But it's just impressive that back-to-back weeks, he done made 2 incredible plays. Talk about last week against Mississippi State getting that pick and returning for a touchdown. And even though his last play was called back, just the ability to block the field goal and be able to run it back, it's just that was awesome. I'm proud of him.
Justin, what has Coach Steele been instilling in the defense for the growth that you guys have had and the ability to perform like this?
I think Coach Steele came in already knowing what to expect and knowing how things are here, from his previous experience. I think that, we have been receptive of everything that the coaches have been telling us, and I think it's just been great. And I feel like, when you see us on Saturday, you see all them things come together.
You brought up Tim Keenan a little bit earlier. Just what kind of growth have you seen from him, and what kind of impact is he making on the defensive line?
He's a great guy. The impact that he's making, he's a big guy that can stop the run. He's always going to have great energy, each and every day. I'm very proud to see how far he's come, for him to be able to, play significant snaps and be able to really help this team, to be trusted upon. And, he done came a long way. I'm proud of him.
Justin, Coach Saban talked about KJ Jefferson earlier. What goes into tackling or rushing a quarterback of his size? And is there anything different in your mindset when it comes to a quarterback that is his size but also has the rushing ability?
Well, I think it always come back to, not rushing past quarterback, having great gap integrity when rushing. And then on top of that, anytime, we may have a defensive plan as far as if they run read option, somebody has to run it back, the linebacker needs to have the quarterback, or vice versa. If it's a situation where it isn't a game plan, if they run the read option, defensive end has to sit and let the quarterback make the decision. If he gives the ball off, that's not your priority. But if he takes it, that's your priority. So just being on the same page, making sure everybody do it 111. And I feel like we'll be successful if everybody does. It's just that.
Wanted to ask you about Tim again. What has his emergence in the middle kind of allowed for you guys to do as a D-line?
Having somebody that can push the pocket, having somebody that can take on blocks, that can take on doubles and combos, somebody that has that grit and determination, just somebody that makes the D-line, better because it's somebody that can add to it, somebody that has been, a tremendous bright spot in that room.
Coach Saban just credited the pass rush as part of the reason why there's been more interceptions this year. Just how much of it is a tag team effort between y'all and the front seven, creating the pressure, and then the guys in the back end kind of getting the interceptions?
Well, I feel like it goes hand in hand. If we can get the quarterback off his original plan of where he wants to throw, and we can get him out of the pocket, we can create pressure. It makes it easier for the guys in the back end. The same way how when they cover great, it may. We can get sacks off it. The quarterback having to hold the ball too long, making them have to be indecisive on what he want to do. So it goes hand in hand. I feel like we playing great ball, and I feel like our best is still yet to come.
With Malachi going out on Saturday in Texas, what did that do to your defense, and what does it say that Terrion can swing over and play that position?
Well, I mean, that just shows you the mindset that we all we got, and next man up, and everybody needs to prepare the same way. You may not be in the game right now, but you never know what may happen. Guys step up in big ways, and they came to play. I'm tremendously proud of Trey Amos, who came in, who went over to that corner position, who, did a great job, and Terrion to be able to fill in for Malachi, and just guys who, stepped in and made huge contributions during that second half.
When you're going up against a quarterback like that big and strong like KJ Jefferson, do you have to sort of change your mentality of how to tackle him, just be more conscientious of it?
I don't think you have to change your mindset. I think if you go against anybody, you expect everybody, you got to finish through. Make sure you finish through contact, same way they're going to do it, same way. They're not just going to go down on one hit or, just have your, try to arm tackle him. He's a big guy. It's a lot of great people that we play in this conference that you have to have the same respect for everybody.
I was wondering what went through your mind on the safety when had him, ball goes out. Just did you know it was a safety from the get-go, or did you have to wait?
My first reaction was, man, I got to him again, but then I was like, dang, we in the end zone. That's a safety, isn't it? And then I was hearing the back and forth between, the ball was out and all that. I was like, man, I don't remember him throwing the ball, but I was just like, man, it was a great play. Just a great moment, just being in a great atmosphere, playing at Texas A&M. Last time we played there, it didn't end so well, but, just to be able to come back and, really show what this team is about, come back in the second half, going in halftime, being down, just to, our motto around here is, we're a four-quarter team. That's the reason why every time the fourth quarter come, we always throw up fours on our finger to indicate that, teams may not last as long as us. It's a 60-minute fight, and that's what we pride our team on. Anything else? Thank you.